correctly. So let me get my agua. I love water. What would I need? I need probably skin port open. You want to do a little monologue on Crimson Web knives, or sorry, gloves? Skin port. Yawn, what's good, my boy? How you doing, man? What's up? What's up? Yo, Martin, what's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Mart? Yo, yo, yo. Oh, y'all are hopping in quick. What's up, guys? What's up, pig cans? How you doing? Pop open skin port. I added you on Steam, by the way. I got you. Is your Steam name the same as your YouTube name? What's up, Skin Fiend? How you doing, man? What's up, Sed? Yo, yo, yo. How you doing? Probably do half and half. Yep. Okay, I got you, paint cans. Going to be a good stream today. That's what we're looking for to raid. Yes, sir. Letargia, a little tabletop reasons. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. Today we're doing a little bit of a educational stream. What's up, Schmuck? I get so many questions about like specific glove stuff, including wear patterns, you know, regular patterns in general. What's up, Evan? So today I'm just gonna like give you guys a bunch of information. It's just gonna be a full. I made it to the Slate stream. What's up, 999? How you doing? So yeah, today I'm literally just gonna go through all the gloves. I'm gonna give you guys all the information you need to know. If I put this in video format, it would probably be like a very long, you know, video. So I instead decided today I'm just gonna cover everything, talk about wear patterns. So if anybody has questions, can you explain overprints? Yeah, we're gonna go over all the gloves. I won't dive super deep into like specific patterns for like, I don't know, overprints or crimson kimonos, like the tiers. I'll just give a general overview, you know, what to look out for, how to combo stuff. What's up, Mart? And yeah, I'm gonna just let a couple more people hop in, give it like a minute or two more, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Watching from PC at work, so can't comment anymore. This is on my phone. Love the content. Appreciate you, Samuel. Thank you. Yeah, so let me see the time. 8:10. All right, we're gonna get going in probably a minute or two. Beanie. How would I even pronounce that? Skrillade? What's up? Guys, hit the like button. This is gonna be epic. Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's a total of 72 gloves in the game. We're going to break them down and go through them by each glove type. And whatever Skinport has listed first, that's what we're going to start with. All right, sports gloves it is. All right, starting with sports gloves. Key stuff about sports gloves in general. Let me pull up a pair of Vice gloves. All right, first up, we have Vice. Now, for sports gloves, what you're going to be looking for, right, is usually the main thing is going to be the knuckle wear. And I will put on probably, let's do 0.30 float. Yep. All right, so what you're going to be looking for is knuckle wear, where you can see on both sides, it's pretty rough at 0.30. We're going to be looking at triangles, which is like towards the cuff. You guys see the triangles on the Vices, they're blue. And then we're going to be looking at the cuffs. Now, all of the sports gloves have different wear styles and wear, you know, patterns. So some of them aren't affected. For example, let's start with Vice gloves. You guys know what to combo them with. Pink gloves, or sorry, pink knives, blue knives. For Vice gloves, when you're looking at them, okay, the cuffs usually always stay perfect. Same with the triangles. It's a rare feature that you only see on, I believe, Omegas as well. So let me pull up a pair of 0.60s. This is going to be fully battle scarred. You see how the cuff stays completely perfect, and the triangle as well. So if you're going to buy Vices, my recommended float range, probably 0.18 through 0.22. Obviously better, you know, lower float is better. And knuckle wear is super important. So whenever you're looking through patterns, for example, 0.20, you're going to be looking at the knuckles. I recommend looking for patterns that have minimal knuckle wear and probably more wear on the inner palm. Now, with vices, you don't have to worry about wear on the inner palm much at all. It's not very visible. So main thing for vices is just make sure the knuckles are good. Triangles and cuffs will be good. What's up, Michael? When did we start? Like, probably 5 minutes ago, I think. Alright, vices are pretty simple. Just the knuckles. Everything else is pretty good. Very simple to combo them. They go with pink knives, and that's pretty much it for vices. Interesting. Okay, next up we have Scarlet chamois. And these are a bit more nuanced than people actually give them credit for. Let's do 0.18 float. Alright, Scarlet chamois. These, a lot of people confuse them for driver gloves because it's not the typical pattern. So, with these gloves, you will get wear on the triangles, you will get wear on the cuffs. Keep that in mind when you're looking at, you know, listings. Inner palm typically stays really good on these gloves. The one thing I do want to mention is for these gloves, they are pattern-based, and there's two different sets of patterns that you can get. More like, more red or more black. So, this one seems to be more of a reddish pattern. But let me switch around some patterns. Let's grab pattern number 2. Very similar pattern style. 4. So the orientation changes a bit, and like I said, you could see left side is a little bit more red than the right side. I do recommend looking at listings for these gloves based on the pattern. Like I said, wear values will be very similar between, you know, patterns, but I do recommend triangles are super important, and cuffs. Once again, the color of the actual triangles and cuffs is full gray, so you don't have to worry about it too much because it's not like, for example, I don't know, Pandora's or something that has brighter I'm back at the clutch up. Oh, nice, Evan. Yeah, like I said, it's not super important on these gloves, but just make sure to look at the pattern. And I'll pull up real quick a 0.40 float. Interesting about these gloves, whenever they wear, they will start to get like this black-red color underneath. So it's not like similar to Omegas or Hedge mazes where, you know, completely just shreds the fabric. Here, it just turns like a darker shade. Very big positive to these gloves. Alright, next up. Let's talk about Amphibious. Oh boy. So, Amphibious is... These gloves are interesting. So, I'll pull up a 0.07. Okay, 0.07 is super low. And it is shocking to me that there is wear on the knuckles. So, these gloves have one of the worst wear patterns in the whole game. They are abysmal. If I get a 0.20 float, where most gloves look really good... Okay, this is a 0.20 float. A lot of gloves look very good at 0.20. These are destroyed. You're gonna always have a lot of wear on these gloves. You can't do anything about it. Pattern does not save it. However, I do think these gloves are phenomenal for blue combos, one of the best. You do not have to worry about triangles or cuffs on these. It's mainly just the knuckle wear that looks really bad. In CSGO, it was not like that. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they did, but they messed up the wear pattern on this so bad. Inner palm, you will get a little bit of whitening towards, like, you know, 0.30 float on the near the thumb on the inner palm. But like I said, main thing with these gloves, they're gonna have really bad wear regardless of float. If you want like a pretty clean pair, I would recommend field tested 0.15 through 0.18. These gloves are just, I don't know, I think there's something wrong with them. So you can't do anything about it. I feel like that even though it wears a shit ton, the wear doesn't look as bad as some gloves. Agreed. The wear does kind of blend into the gloves to some degree, but you just kind of have to keep in mind you just can't get a perfect pair of Amphibious gloves. Even factory new just will have wear. Other than that, really good pair of gloves. I love them, and if you want a blue combo, absolutely go for them. Next up, we have Nocts. Okay. Very popular pair of gloves. Mogul's best blue glove. Wow, okay, interesting. Let's start with point 20. So, Nocts, like I said, are super popular for a ton of combos because they're neutral. Wear pattern-wise, you can get these in super battle-scarred and they'll look pretty good. So this is point 20. Here is a battle-scarred pair. And pretty much barely anywhere. So if you like these gloves and, you know, you don't want to spend too much on them, battle scarred is perfectly acceptable. They will get a bit of whitening on the cuffs, and the inner palm is not even that bad. Just a little bit of whitening on the thumb. But, yeah, these gloves, the main thing about them is the pattern. So there's 3 or 4 tiers. Tier 1s, I don't know what tier this is specifically, but tier 1 will look like this. It will be like full black. The pattern is barely visible, pretty much not even visible. It's full black. It makes the combo better. So if you do duct tapes, Kaz, yeah, we'll get to them in a bit. With these gloves, I recommend looking for tier 2. Tier 2, you will find them usually sometimes for market, and they will look a lot better because you won't have those brown spots. I can flip through a couple of patterns and demonstrate, you know, these pretty decent pattern. There we go. So on these, you can see a lot more brown, right? And then the black spots on top. So this is like not a great pattern. You see how the left hand is much more darker than the right. Definitely recommend going for tier 2 or tier 3. Other than that, like I said, Nocts, go with everything. You can get them in very high floats. They still look good. And pattern is probably the most important thing. Make sure to look for darker patterns. Check the Steam guide for the tiers and look up patterns from there. You can sometimes snipe tier 2s, tier 3s for pretty much market, and that will make your combo look so much better. What's your favorite overprint pattern? I will explain overprint. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, David. Have you seen Lunar weaves with Night Stripe Skelly or M9 Stain and Unhinged gloves? I have, yeah. Night Stripe, especially on like Karambits, is a crazy combo. Next up, we have Slingshots. Once again, super popular red combo, very vibrant. We're going to do 0.20 float here. Alright, so, Slingshots. There's a couple things about them. Triangles and cuffs stay perfect at all times. You don't have to worry about it. They get a little bit of, like, let me see if I can get a good angle. You can't even see it, yeah. I mean, it's a tiny bit of wear on the cuff, maybe, but triangles are going to be really good. I can do, let's do a battle-scarred pair and do a quick comparison. Okay, never mind. They wear a little bit on the triangles. Not as much as other sports gloves, but it gets a little bit dimmer. Cuffs look decent for battle-scarred as well. It's not too bad. I don't think you have to pay attention to that too much. The main thing with wear is the inner palm. The inner palm gets destroyed. What is the triangle? Okay, Arthur. So you see, can I like tab out? Right here. You see where I'm pointing? This triangle right here, and then this right here. Honestly, brown doesn't look bad on Nocts. Only visible in bright lighting, and the palms are brown and black. So either way, they will never be full black. Yeah, I agree, Jakku. Yeah. But once again, I think if you can get, like, if you can find a tier 2 pattern, definitely go for it. These don't get terrible wear patterns on the knuckles. It just gets a little bit darker, similar to Scarlet Chamas. The main thing is, you know, the inner palm gets obliterated in higher floats, and it doesn't look great. And like I said, the whole top red area will look pretty good. Main thing is just look at their inner palm. They're not really pattern based. They all look pretty much the same. No patterns here to look at, just the wear pattern. Next up, let's look at Omegas, and these are also very interesting with the way they work. I'll start with Battle Scarred. So look at this. This is Battle Scarred Omega gloves. What you'll notice is they have perfect triangles and perfect cuffs, and they're both yellow. So that makes it a perfect glove, even in high floats, to pair with yellow. For example, Lore or Tiger Tooth. It's a really good combo because the bright parts will always stay yellow. My favorite gloves, Omegas? Yeah, Arthur. W gloves all around. What you will have to look for is the actual, like, you know, ripping of the fabric on top. The knuckles typically get a lot of wear, and the good thing about these gloves is that even though they get a lot of wear on the knuckles, it just removes that like triangle pattern. So you're left with basically just the, you know, the gray underneath, and that makes it a great choice for even like high floats. Here is low float field tested. So you see, they look very, very good for field tested. If you're looking to buy Omegas, excellent glove for, you know, yellow combos. If you want to do between, I don't know, 0.22 to 0.26 for probably optimal, you know, looks to price wise performance, that's probably your best range. Just check the knuckles. That's about it. Otherwise, these gloves have really good wear patterns and definitely worth looking at. Didn't know triangles and cuffs were always good. I have 0.23. Yeah. That's the best thing about these gloves. The triangles and cuffs are always perfect. All right, next up. Let's talk about... Oh, there it is. Pandoras. All right, so most people who buy Pandoras, 99% of them know what they're doing because it's a very $5,000 pair of gloves for field tested, if not more. What to look for with Pandoras? Let me start with Battle Scarred. Alright. Pandoras. What you're going to look at is... There's a couple things that are super, super important with Pandoras. The knuckles. The knuckles, you want to keep them clean. Usually, you'll find good wear patterns around maybe 34 and below. You can find good pairs where you won't find any knuckle wear. So, let me pull up 0.34 here. We can check. So here we go. 0.34. I see pretty much no knuckle wear. And I highly, highly recommend going with, you know, a little bit of a lower field tested float to get good knuckles. Triangles are also important, and the cuffs. They do wear. It's very minor because the part underneath the paint on the triangles is going to be gray. So it kind of blends in, but it's not as important, I'll say, as the knuckles. And the cool thing about Pandora's also, the pattern changes on the inner palm. This is like the main attraction of these gloves is the fact that they're purple and the little demon pattern. So there's not much difference to it, but you can, you know, pick your favorite little monster and get it in a position that you like. Other than that, so order of importance, I'd say knuckles, triangles, cuffs. I think they should remake Hedge Maze. That black middle should be green. That would be so crazy. Still the best gloves in my opinion. Samuel, yeah, I have a lot to say about Hedge Mazes. So, Pandoras, they look pretty much good on all floats for the most part. Make sure to check the knuckles. I recommend a float of 0.34 and below. Wear patterns, just make sure the triangles are intact and the no knuckle wear. Cuffs aren't as important. That's pretty much it for these. Nocts wear really well. Field tested looks minimal wear, and minimal wear looks fact new. I could even say, yeah, I 100% agree, Jaku. I feel like some well-worn Nocts look almost minimal wear, if not better. Yeah, and also part of the reason why these gloves are so expensive, they look good in pretty much all floats, and they're purple. So that's what makes these gloves so expensive. Not to mention, obviously, the sport glove, you know, formula, or the style. Hedge mazes are next, and hedge mazes are funny. So, you know what? We'll start with well-worn. Why not? All right, this is a pair of well-worn hedge mazes. This is crazy to me. Well-worn, and they look this good. I don't know what they did with these gloves, but anything below 0.36 float looks immaculate. Or maybe like, I don't know, maybe a little bit lower. Let's say 0.30. I mean, yes, you will get a little bit of wear on the knuckles, both sides, but the cuffs and triangles stay perfect. They're going to be minty white. Like I said, I think Valve broke these gloves completely when they ported them from CSGO to CS2. If you guys remember, for those of you that had hedge mazes back then, let me just pull up a quick image of how hedge mazes looked in CSGO. I think they completely slaughtered hedge mazes. And that's... I used to run these gloves myself in CSGO. Hedge maze, CSGO. get a good image. Oh, that has an ad on it. This can work. Yeah, why not? All right, look at this. This is what they used to look like in CSGO. They had like a little, almost like a shine to the gray part under bright lighting, and the hedges were completely 3D mapped. It looked so good. They weren't absurdly bright, and I feel like they got destroyed. They look flat now. You know, obviously they tuned the colors up a lot more, so they're super vibrant, which I'll get to in a second. But I don't know. Hedge mazes don't hit as much as they did in CSGO. Now, here's the issue with hedge mazes and why I don't really recommend them too much. If you like this glove, absolutely go for it. The issue with these gloves is that they're sports gloves and expensive, and you're probably going to do a green combo with them. Here's a P2, and you see the color, you can't really make a good glove knife combo with these gloves. It's just pretty much impossible. They're too bright, even when you pair them with emeralds, for example. These gloves are so bright that it almost overpowers the emerald. Plus, it's two different colors. CSGO, this would be a god tier combo, but CS2, it's two very separate, you know, colors of green. It still looks good, don't get me wrong. It's a great combo, but if you want like really good, you know, matching combos, you're gonna have to do black laminate. Other than that, like I said, they have hedge mazes, insanely good wear patterns. Very difficult to pair with green knives. They don't really match, but I do think these are S tier gloves overall. Hedge mazes go crazy with vanilla knife. And yeah, agreed, 100%. I don't think you should go green for these. I think vanillas, maybe even Damascus steel, I would have to test it. White, or maybe a white gem or something, those would look good. I don't recommend green. Do spearmints look good with emerald karambit? It's decent. But it fits most good-looking knives, just like beauty fits most kinds of dressing. Exactly. That's a very good analogy, AMF. 100%. It's a phenomenal, good-looking pair of gloves. It just has a hard time pairing with other green knives because the color is so vibrant and bright, which is a good and a bad thing. And they do have patterns on the inner palm that move. The little Icarus pattern moves around, so doesn't make a big difference. Just keep that in mind. All right, next up, what we got? Big games. I love big games so much. I know a lot of people in here love big games as well. All right, let's look at big games. All right, so big games. One of the most pattern-based gloves in the game. They have huge pairing potential with a ton of knives. You could do orange, you could do brown, you could do white. The pattern potential here is crazy. In terms of wear, right? They don't actually wear much at all. You can go with high float field tested, even well worn. They'll look good. Okay.
Hop on Dead by Daylight.
Thank you for the dono, Kepi. I don't know if I'm hopping on Dead by Daylight right now. Appreciate the dono though. Thank you. So I always recommend these gloves. These are one of the cheapest sports gloves in the game. So if you like sports gloves, I definitely recommend these. There's a ton of patterns you could choose from. Some of them have the branches. Some of them have the orange on them. I don't remember. Frog, can you look up Max Orange big game pattern for me real quick? Just want to demonstrate that if you can. Like, there's such crazy pattern variation. You don't really have to worry about the cuffs or triangles. They look good. Usually with wear, the gray parts get a little bit dimmer. Who could forget the scissor combo? Big games and skeleton urban mask. In my opinion, one of the best glove knife combos to ever exist. It's one of the most creative ones. I can actually look it up real quick. And I actually spoke to somebody who had that combo, dude. It's such a crazy combo. Skeleton combo, I guess. There it is. One of the most iconic combos in the game. We have, I don't remember the exact patterns off the top of my head, but you see how they did the tree branches with the skeleton fade and then, or sorry, skeleton, not night stripe, urban mask. Yeah, sorry. And they made like a little scissor combo. Dude, it's such a crazy combo. You see this on the left side too, there's a big patch of orange. You can use that with anything from Shadow Daggers, Tiger Tooth to Karambits. It has so much pattern variation. How much overpay is that combo pattern? So the person that had these, they had them in minimal wear, and it was the lowest float. I think they sold them for maybe 800, 900. It was a lot of overpay, but once again, it was minimal wear. So wear patterns for these gloves, not super important. They look good in pretty much most floats. Only thing that changes is the gray, and I highly recommend checking out different patterns. You have huge pattern potential with combos. You can do all sorts of knives. One of the most, or not even one of, probably the best budget sports glove in the game. I think they're a little bit cheaper than Nocts. If you're looking for sports gloves, definitely check these out. Pick your favorite pattern. Make sure to, look at the different pattern variation, and you don't have to worry about flow too much. 800 for sports gloves, not a big deal. Yeah. Frog, did you get that pattern by any chance? If you could just tell me, that would be ideal. All right, next up, let's look at bronze morph.
7.5.
All right, I'm gonna just probably move on to bronze morph. Okay, bronze morph, one of the most hated gloves in the game. For good reason. They're ugly. I know some people live and die by these gloves. Very, very niche glove. I personally think there's only two good combos with these gloves. Classic knife, Crimson Web in 0.31 to 0.37, and gut knife, Emerald or Ruby. Now, what to know about these gloves? They're kind of mid, I won't lie. I think the pattern was done terrible. The colors are terrible. They look very, very bad in, like, field tested. You're gonna get the scratches on the cuffs. The triangles will stay perfect. For the most part, you see here, this is a 0.30 float, so triangles look pretty good. You don't have to worry about it too much until you reach, like, well-worn. But the main issue with these, similar to Slingshots, is that the fabric, you see, it starts turning gray on the thumb. It just gets super washed out, and then you have to consider the fact that they get washed out and they get like rips on the knuckles and the fingers. So, Fact New looks field tested. It does. These gloves have terrible wear patterns. I don't really recommend them unless you get super, a very good float on these, and you go for one of those two combos that I mentioned. If you're new to CS2, I would recommend staying away from these gloves because they're hard to combo, and wear pattern is pretty rough. Put the emerald gut knife on it. Yeah, okay. I'll do them a little service. This combo does look good. This is a good combo. I prefer the ruby a little bit more, but I think it's a solid combo. This is pretty much the only stuff that it works with, and I guess I might as well show you guys. Classic Crimson Web in 0.31. Can you check Karambit? And go. I would have to check it after stream. I'm exclusively just doing a little quick guide for today. This is my recommendation if you do get these gloves. Classic, get that wear pattern on the blade. It matches the color on the inner palms, but for the most part, I don't really like these gloves. Okay, next up we have Superconductors. Once again, in my opinion, one of the best gloves in the game. For me, top 3. I think there's a lot of good things about these gloves. Okay, let's not do the classic with this one. I'll get a diamond gem, why not? Let's do pattern 717. Yeah, a little tier 1. Bang. In my opinion, best glove knife combo in the game. I don't think it gets better than this. It's very expensive nowadays, but I think this is the best glove knife combo in the game. Now, the gloves I'm showing you here are 0.30. So, it's not like a super low float by any means. What to know with these gloves? These gloves are white cuffs, white triangles, and they wear really bad. The main wear you will see is exclusively on the triangles and cuffs. Yes, you will get knuckle wear, but it's barely visible because it's gray on gray. It's, what I'm saying, don't worry too much about the knuckles. What you really want to look for is cuffs. You can always, by the way, a quick tip for these gloves is, if you don't like, let me pull up a 0.45, right? Let's say you get these gloves in, I can't believe this is battle scarred. It just looks so good. These gloves are a great choice if you want to go for battle scarred or like higher floats. They're going to look good regardless, and they work with a ton of knives as well. So check it out. You see how there's a lot of wear on the cuffs, right? It's pretty visible. It takes away from the combo. What you can also do is grab an agent and just cover it up. The ones with the sleeves, boom. You see, I don't see the cuffs anymore, and the combo looks a lot cleaner. Other than that, they do get more gray and a little bit washed out on the inner palm. The blue gets a little bit dimmer. The gray gets, you know, these wear marks. But for the most part, these gloves have super good wear patterns. They are expensive. They work with a ton of knives from blue to gray to white. That being battle scarred is insane. That's what I'm saying. This is a battle scarred pair of gloves, and they look phenomenal. I love these gloves all around. There's so much good stuff about them. Just make sure to look at the triangles and the cuffs. You can always cover them up, and the knuckle wear isn't too important. Like I said, it's not very visible. So please make combo for poor people like me. I've done plenty of you know, budget combos. Like I've done like, I think $300 combos that looked really nice. That's kind of nice too. A little bit dark aqua blue. Yeah. First driver gloves to be snow leopard. I'm just going off of what Skinport has listed. Can you help with butterfly Doppler phase 2 combo? I'll do combos maybe after this stream if I have time. Tomorrow, I'll exclusively be rating combos and inventories. So, for these gloves, I think they're phenomenal. Alright, Rick Saw. Bang. Alright, next up. The last sports gloves we have to cover are Arids. And I know, Frog, you like those, eh? I'm going to start with Battle Scarred. Yeah. Arid Enjoyer. These gloves for Battle Scarred, this is 0.45 float. They look very good. They don't wear too much. The knuckles, similar to Scarlet Shamaz, and I think Slingshots, it kind of gets a little bit dimmer. It doesn't really like rip the fabric on the knuckles. You will get some like look at this. Inner palm looks very, very good for Battle Scarred. These are gloves that I do recommend getting in high floats to save some money. They will look good. Triangles and cuffs, they will show some wear, and it's pretty visible because it's like a, I don't know, a tan color, so the gray underneath shows up a lot more. But overall, very good gloves. They work with your lures, with your case harns, and just make sure to look at the triangles and cuffs. You can get them in, you know, high floats. They'll look pretty good. Versatile as well. I'm going for yellow thing. Brooke, if you're going for Omegas, probably a lure of some sorts. So my combo with the alright. So, like I said, I don't think I missed too much on Arids. That's pretty much it that you have to know about Arids. Wear patterns aren't super important. Just get like a lower float. If you want like a perfect pair, below 0.30, you'll have a very good looking pair of Arid gloves. Triangles will show somewhere in the lower floats, but that's about it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So that's all of sports gloves. Main key takeaways from sports gloves. You're looking at cuffs, you're looking at the triangles, and you're looking at the knuckles. Inner palms are important on some of the gloves that I did mention, and some of them, a few of them, have big pattern variation. I think sports gloves are the best gloves in the game in terms of like the shape and form. They're also very expensive, keep that in mind, but if you're going for high tier combos, sports gloves are the move. Next up, we have driver gloves. And driver gloves are interesting. Does Arids fit black laminate? I mean, you could make it work, I'd say. I don't know if it's a perfect fit, but yeah, you could combo it together. Slade, love your creativity in your videos, man. Can't wait for you to hit 100k subs. Thank you, MacBook. I appreciate it, man. I hope one day we do you think they will change gloves in the future? I don't think so, Samuel. I personally don't think they'll be making any more changes. It's been far too long, and I don't see them. It's risky for Valve to make changes this far into the game at this point. So yeah. All right. First pair of driver gloves we have is Imperial plaids. Excellent gloves all around. Let me pull up Imperials here. We will start with field tested 0.20 float. Bang. Alright, let's talk about Imperial plaids. In the game, there's only 2 purple gloves, okay? There's Pandora's, there's Imperial plaids. Pandora's are $6,000 in field tested. Imperial plaids are about 400 to 500 depending on the float. So, if you want a purple combo, Imperial plaids are the go-to. I know a lot of people don't like these gloves. They get the, grandma glove allegations. It is what it is. I still think they look phenomenal. They have a purple band on the inner palm, which looks really nice in my opinion. Perfect choice for ultraviolets, black pearls. They work with a lot of high-tier knives as well. Now, let's talk about wear. Wear patterns are super important on Imperial plaids. And that kind of is a recurring theme for driver gloves in general. So cuffs, you don't have to worry about on driver gloves much at all. Now, it's all on the knuckles. You can see this is 0.20. On the left side, we kind of have a lot of, like scratches and big spots. And I can show it a little bit better with higher floats. So I'm going to pull up 0.36. All right, 0.36. Look at this. So, ton of wear on the knuckles, all right? And we're going to keep the same wear and change the pattern. And you will see how much of a difference each pattern makes. Okay, so here, this one looks even worse. It's big patches of purple missing. You can see on the thumb, there's like a lot of just whitening as well. This is not a good wear pattern. Pattern number 3. This one, a lot of wear on the knuckles as well. What you're going to want to look for when you're getting Imperial plaids is patterns that have the wear kind of like in lines. So if you look on the right glove, on the knuckle, you'll see like a bunch of like lines. You don't want these big patches that you see on the left hand. You want to find patterns that will have most of the wear pattern on the inner palm spread out, and knuckles are clean for the most part. Dark Magician Yu-Gi-Oh! Glove. That's kind of funny. Yeah. Willy Wonka glove. Yeah. Imperial plaids, any pink gem? Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's a good combo all around. Yeah. So, like I said, Imperials, wear pattern is super important. It changes from pattern to pattern. When you're looking for wear patterns, you want to look for patterns that have a lot of like linear scratches, not big patches missing from like you see on the left side. Inner palm, it will get scratches as well, and that's not really avoidable for the most part. I also think vices are so much worse in CS2. 100% Samuel, I think they butchered vices. But, I don't want to hate on them. Next up, we have snow leopards. And when you get to driver gloves that are white, wear pattern, the wear in general is rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's it's bad. So snow leopards, right? They get the wear on the pattern, the like leopard print on the back. It will get like white spots, so it makes the pattern look a lot worse in general. You definitely want to get these gloves in lower floats because it's a white glove on the driver glove, design. Knuckles here are not going to change too much. Knuckles aren't super important on snow leopards. It's mainly how the pattern looks, because you can get different patterns on these as well, and how much wear they receive on the back of the gloves. Imperial plaid top pattern can move the plaid pattern around. Yes, the Imperial plaids, I forgot to mention, Evan, Imperial plaids are in fact pattern based. It doesn't make too much of a difference though. So snow leopards, pattern is, look at the pattern, make sure it's minimal dark spots. You don't want the super like dark pattern unless you're looking for it specifically. And just make sure that they're low float. That's the only recommendation. You kind of need to get them in low float for them to look good. That's pretty much it for these gloves. They have a black band on the inner palm. Inner palm usually looks good for most floats, and just the pattern. Just make sure to look at the pattern. All right, next up, let's look at black ties. Alright, black ties are incredibly popular. And similar to the previous gloves, wear pattern is super important here, okay? Now, these gloves wear pretty bad. If you want like a super clean pair, definitely go for, I don't know, 0.24 and below in field tested, but make sure the wear pattern is good. So, similar to Imperial plaids, you don't want patches missing. So you see on the right hand, the knuckle, it's a big patch missing. And you want patterns that will have like linear scratches that aren't visible as much. Similar to where you could see on the left hand, the knuckle looks a little bit better than the right side. I could swap through a couple patterns real quick and show you guys how the patterns change. So, 3 big spots missing. The right hand looks a lot better with the one little scratch on the knuckle. Damascus Steel with snows are the best in my opinion. That's a solid combo all around. Here is Battle Scarred. They're going to look very beat up. It's not terrible by any means, but they look beat. They look beat. The knuckles get destroyed here. And one thing to keep in mind with these gloves is that the white the white inner palms get dark. They get like gray wear on it, and it doesn't look great. So, you know, up to you if you prefer having, you know, more wear on the inner palm or the knuckles. I like to have pretty clean knuckles and have a bit more wear on the inner palms. There's patterns where all the wear is on the inside. Exactly, Ash. Yes. If you want super clean playside, look for patterns where it's just super gray on the inner palm and the knuckles look really good. So you get away with knives like Gut or Huntsman. Exactly, exactly. What's up, Cloud? Grinding, I see. Yeah, we're going through all the gloves. Just a bit of a, you know what I'm saying, educational stream for today. Alright, King Snakes. We'll start with Battle Scarred. Alright, King Snakes look crusty in Battle Scarred. Their wear pattern makes it look, it's almost moldy. It doesn't look great. I don't recommend going for super high floats on these gloves. If you want like a good glove knife combo, definitely shoot for lower field tested float. The biggest issue with these gloves though is the green. It doesn't look great. The snakeskin on the back, the pattern, doesn't get affected by wear too much, but it's mainly the white parts, which makes it super visible. King Snakes with Safari Mesh looks pretty decent. Yeah, it's a decent combo. Mildew glove. Yeah. It's almost like, I don't know, something's growing on these gloves. So, next up, let's look at point 30. Alright, point 30. Not bad, not bad. Once again, knuckles, you want to look for cleaner knuckles, similar to all the driver gloves. And point 20. See, this is acceptable. Definitely acceptable. This is a good pair of gloves. There is a good bit of wear on the left side knuckle. I would recommend spreading that out between the two gloves so it's not as visible. But, they're not pattern-based, by the way. The snakeskin pattern does not move around. They're always going to be like this. They look like the mushrooms. Hey, yo. Hey, Kepi, what do you mean by that? And the biggest combo in the game with these gloves is talons. It's a match made in heaven. They are meant to be paired together. Look at this. It's perfect. Ivory handle matches the white on the gloves, and then the inner palm has like a yellow, or I don't know, maybe like a bronzish color that matches the pins on the talon, which is sick. And you could use pretty much any finish that you want on the talon for a good combo here. Inner palm, by the way, not too much wear on these, but definitely keep an eye out on the inner palm, on the fingers, and the lower part of the inner palm. It can get like a decent amount of wear, you know, even in good field tested. So any Gamma knife phase 1 or 2 goes well. 100% lemons. Yeah, they all look great. You know, this is a great glove for a ton of combos. Razan the Reds. Razan the Reds are actually surprisingly hard to pair with knives. So these gloves, they're very difficult to actually pair with stuff. You could do a black gem, and I know a lot of people do like slaughters with these. I don't think it's a great match. It's different on the color. So I don't usually recommend these gloves for combos just because it's really difficult to make a good combo. You know, you can't find a knife that matches the colorway. Gut Knife Ruby, yeah, it will work. It will work. It's just, it's going to be, you know, ruby red on like this more matte, you know, lightish red, light pink red. Worst gloves in the game? I wouldn't say that, McGree. I think they're good gloves. It's just impossible to pair them with, like, in a good combo. Now, for these gloves, same thing as the Imperials. Look for wear patterns that have lighter scratches that are spread out between either the both hands or the inner palm. The black inner palm also starts turning white, so keep that in mind. If you have a combo with, like, I don't know, shadow daggers, and you like to look at the inspect, make sure to get a clean inner palm. And they do get rips on the inner band as well. So, overall, good glove wear pattern is very typical for driver gloves, just very difficult to actually combo them. Autotronic may be a good pair on that. Yeah, I did Autotronic for one of my videos. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it looked amazing. Any idea how much overpay, if any, do clean corner karambits get? That would be like, David, that would be like a separate there's a lot to that, and I'm not the biggest, you know, not fan, but I don't know the most about corners. I haven't traded karambits that much. Dog, we gotta discuss spearmints. Such a W pair. Oh, you already know I'm gonna be glazing spearmints. All right, next up we have overtakes. All right, overtakes, in my opinion, one of the best budget gloves in the game. You can pick up a super low field tested float for like 120, 110. And I think if you're just getting into CS2, one of the best beginner gloves in the game. They pair really well with Tiger Tooth stilettos because of the brown handle matches the brown on the gloves. Wear pattern, you don't have to worry about it too much. Same knuckle wear, make sure it's spread out so it's not visible. And the inner palm does start turning white. This is a 0.20 pair. Let me show you guys. 0.40. There's a 0.40 float. So a lot more knuckle wear here. This is not a good wear pattern. You see on the left hand, massive patch of the leather missing. This is not a good wear pattern. Inner palm is a little bit washed out as well. It's actually very washed out. So I highly recommend getting these gloves. 0.15 through 0.18, they'll look amazing. You can pair them with a ton of budget knives as well. What knife glove combo you rocking the most right now? I only have one, and I could show you guys which one it is once I get the spearmints. So overall, excellent budget glove. Definitely recommend it. Wear pattern, spread it out. Maybe put it on the, make sure it's on the inner palm for the patterns, and that's about it for these gloves. Queen Jaguars. Okay. Alright, Queen Jags are basically the brown version of snow leopards. They have a very similar, you know, print on them. I think they're very difficult to actually combo together. I know you could do, for example, Tiger Tooth, right? Tiger Tooth, of course, works. It's in theme, but if you're looking for a good color match on a combo, I don't recommend these gloves. This is a, you could use like the Jaguar AK with the skin. Can't remember. Pandora Onsa, sorry. And it's a great match, but other than that, for combos, I don't really recommend it. Queen Jaguars with Tiger Tooth is clean, cheap. Yeah. Stonesy, yes, that's a good combo for sure. So what to look for with these? The knuckles do wear, and the pattern on the cheetah pattern on the back starts wearing as well. So it's they wear pretty much all over the place. Though I will say this is a 0.40 pair. Let's drop it to 0.20. This looks a lot better. I would recommend for this glove, probably 0.18 through 0.22. If you're willing to overpay a little bit more, probably 0.15 through 0.18. Inner palm looks solid. Yeah, I mean it's your typical, you know, driver glove wear. Not the best gloves for combos though. Those are pimp gloves. Yeah, I've heard that before. All right, let's look at Lunar weaves. All right, Lunar weaves. This is a .20 pair. Lunar Weaves are perfect for the Night Finish and the Night Stripe. You can use either of those, especially the Karambit is a good choice. They're not pattern-based. The pattern stays the same at all times. And the Knuckles, pretty important here. Inner palm is gonna... And by the way, 4.20, this looks very, very good. I mean, there's very minor knuckle wear. Similar to all the driver gloves, you want to look for... I mean, the green card. It does. You want to look for patterns that don't have, like, the, you know, the light yellow, like, tan that we see on the scratches. Best float range for these gloves, I would say 0.18 through 0.22. Probably going to be your best option in terms of price to performance. Even 0.30 looks pretty good as well. Definitely a lot more wear on the knuckles. Between 0.20 and 0.30, you'll see a lot more knuckle wear. Inner palm still looks decent. The cuffs do get a little bit messed up. And you see chipping on the pattern, like the checkerboard pattern on the back. So, if you're getting these gloves, definitely recommend probably somewhere lower than 0.26, ideally between 0.18 through 0.22. And make sure there is there's minimal scratches on the knuckles. I want to see a new pair of gloves get added to the game. It's been so long since we got new gloves added to the game. It's crazy. Alright, next gloves. Alright, Crimson Weave. Okay. Alright, Crimson Weave is pretty much the same glove. It's got the same pattern as the Lunar Weaves, but here we have brown and red. So if you're going to get these gloves, definitely get it with a Stiletto Slaughter. This is probably the best combo that you could do with these, 100%, because the Stiletto has the brown handle to match the brown inner palms, and then the, you know, the like light red to match the base color. I will say the inner band is blue for some reason. I really dislike that. Wish it was black instead of brown. That would have been that Cloud, that glove would be so expensive if it was full black. Inner band being blue is like awful though. I won't lie. I don't know why they did that. It's not great. Wear pattern wise, same thing as for all the other driver gloves. Check the knuckles. And for comparison, here's a battle scarred. So knuckles, it's always going to be in the knuckles. Past 0.30, you're going to get wear on the checkerboard pattern itself. So main thing is look at the knuckles, make sure it's spread out or on the inner palm. And by the way, the cuffs do wear as well, so that's not great. Alright, next up, oh boy, racing greens. Oh, okay. Do we have any racing green enjoyers in here? I won't even lie. These things look scuffed. Sheesh, that's rough. No. Nah. Yeah, I don't like these as well. I don't like the color. I don't mind green gloves in the game, but I think the color is terrible. And you can only pair them with like lures. They go well with lures, that's pretty much it. They don't work with anything else. Sewage plant worker gloves? Yeah, that's a good description. If you do plan on getting these gloves for whatever reason, I don't recommend them. Just check the knuckles. I don't even have much to say. I'll show it with a gut knife, you know, lure. Maybe this is the only application for these gloves. This does look good, I won't lie. Handle matching the gloves is very nice. But besides that, I don't think, you know, this makes a good combo. It's impossible for these gloves to look good with anything else. And they wear pretty rough as well because it's gray on, you know, green on gray. So I don't recommend these at all, really. Lastly, we have Diamondbacks, and Diamondbacks have wonderful, wonderful wear patterns. They always look very good. We're gonna start with .45. So this is Battle Scarred, and for Battle Scarred, this looks phenomenal. Honestly, looks incredible. There's a little bit of scratches. However, the scratches kind of have the same color as the snakeskin pattern on the back. So it's you don't even have to worry about it too much. Mid gloves for sure. Cloud, are you talking about racing greens or Diamondbacks? I thought you're a Diamondback enjoyer. I would say these are underrated. Yeah, I don't like the colorway, but I think these are pretty cool gloves. You can pair them with a very specific, I think it was black laminate wears, like Battle Scarred or something, high float. Unboxed AK-47B, the monster fact new a few hours ago. Been thinking about which gloves do I pair it with. Any ideas? I thought about Superconductors. It suits blue on top of the AK. We saw that combo. I don't know, Forza, if you sent that yesterday, but yeah, Superconductors looked phenomenal, like incredible with those, with the AK. Maybe even, I don't know, Hedge mazes or something. Those are the budget king snakes. Yeah, I don't think it's a fair comparison though, because I don't know, king snakes being white gloves is a massive step up from, you know, this brown. All right, lastly, you don't have to worry about wear pattern much at all. It's not visible. You know, inner palm looks good for the most part. And I can even show you guys, like I said, this is Battle Scarred, so it's gonna look good at all floats. Here's .20. So look, .20 phenomenal. If you want to get these gloves, you know, it's niche, but if you do want to get these, you could even get them in .30, and they're gonna look good. Here's .30. Still, very, very clean pair. You don't have to worry about, you know, wear pattern much at all. Better than a lot of cheap gloves. I agree. I think these are super underrated. And now we get to my least favorite glove in the game. Or one of. Well, I think this is Convoys. Oh boy. Guys, these gloves, they're so bad. I'm sorry. These are so bad. Convoys, I will never, ever recommend. I don't think they work with any knife in the game. I don't think they make any good glove knife combos. They have no good gun combos. They're just terrible. These gloves are terrible. I don't even really want to explain like the patterns on them or anything. There's just... These gloves are atrocious. I never please stay away from these. I think they're awful. Wear pattern... This is a .30 pair, so they actually have decent wear patterns. Very similar. Check the knuckles. Inner palm, they'll have some white, like, you know, losing color a little bit. But besides that, don't get these. We're gonna skip them. These are awful gloves. There's nothing interesting about them. Moving on, let's look at specialist gloves. And there's a couple big things about these gloves in particular that we have to cover. Starting with Crimson Web. Oh, frog. These are an interesting pair of gloves, eh?
Which gloves?
These funny looking Crimson Web ones.
Oh yeah, they are.
All right, let's talk about specialist gloves. What do you need to look for when you get this type of glove? First of all, people very value the Tortu logo a lot. You want to get as clean of a Tortu logo as possible. Usually the wear shows up on the E the most. Like where you see Tortu, the E on the left hand specifically, it shows a ton of wear. The main thing that you really want to look for is a clean E on the Tortu logo. And then, okay, wow, that's unfortunate. And the inner palm. So, a huge issue with specialist gloves is that the inner palm seems to wear really, really bad. Like, really bad. So, this is what Crimson Webs should look like. Okay? This is nowhere. They look phenomenal, right? But when I actually get to, like, .18... Look, the red on the inner palm gets destroyed. And it's like, super sad to see because these gloves would look so good if the wear pattern was tweaked a little bit by Valve. But, you're gonna have like a destroyed inner palm at all times. And these are 0.18. The E looks pretty decent, minimal wear. So the other thing about these gloves, you could read the whole Steam guide about them. They have the web patterns. You could get double webs, single webs. You could get, you know, mismatching webs, whatever, linear. There's a ton of variation with the pattern. I definitely recommend, if you like these gloves, check out the pattern guide on these on Steam. There's just too much to cover for me to just cover it right now. Overall, great gloves. I think definitely a good choice if you like this glove style, pairing it with red knives, anything from rubies to autotronics to anything red, honestly, is going to work here. And specifically on these, inner palm is going to be very, very bad. But other than that, great glove. You kind of want to get a good balance of good pattern, good wear pattern, and, you know, making sure there's not too much, you know, wear on the inner palm. Next up, fades. Oof. You know, a lot of people hate fades for some reason. I don't know why. So, fades. They have the fade pattern. It works very different to your typical fade knives, okay? You can get all sorts of different patterns. Yeah, on the right hand, you can get max yellow. If I'm not mistaken, pattern 127 might be max yellow. I don't know if I remember this. It is. Oh, check it out. So, pattern 127, this is what max yellow looks like. Great choice if you want to go with a yellow knife. If you want to do Dopplers, you can do max blue and purple. We saw some of those combos yesterday. These gloves have a ton of potential with a ton of knives just because they're pattern based. And obviously, when you're looking at the wear, right? This is 0.18, so you don't see a lot of visible wear. Pay attention to the Tortu logo. It can get some wear, but when I get to 0.40, that's when you start seeing the wear on the, you know, the little mesh. So if you get these gloves, I highly recommend going for somewhere about maybe 0.30 and below, just to avoid the wear on the mesh part. You don't really want to have that. It takes away from the gloves. I think these look very nice. Massive buff in CS2. This is 0.30, so you might even have to go a little bit lower to have none on the mesh at all. Maybe let's try 0.22. That would be my recommended float. Okay, so 0.22 has a teeny tiny amount on the right hand. You can get rid of that depending on the wear pattern. So you really want to get the wear on the inner palm. And like I said, similar to Crimson Web, you see how the blue is just, the inner palm is cooked. There's so much wear on it. There's so much white spots. It's really sad to see, but you can't avoid it. One more thing with these gloves is you see on the inner palm, on the cuff, whenever you have a gun out, right? You're gonna see that band when you play. So you can always line up, for example, if I'm using this pattern right here, max orange, I can use an orange skin, maybe like the AK, what is it called? Oh, sorry, the Bloodsport or the Emperor. Yeah, that's a good combo right there. Hydra as well. Yeah. You see, with the Emperor, I love this combo because the blues match, and then you see the yellow on the inner band matches the yellow on the skin. I think it's a super sick combo. And even when you inspect, you see the little different colors on the fingers. So keep all of that in mind with the pattern. It's super important. There's huge variation. Max yellow, max blue and purple and pink, max blue. You can get all sorts of configurations. Definitely check out the pattern guide on these. There's a ton to cover. And best float, keep it under 0.20. That would be ideal if you don't want to have wear on the mesh. Great gloves overall, though. It's actually sick. Might have to get that instead of a Dragon King M4. Evan, do you have these gloves? If you have that pattern, absolutely. I think it's a sick combo. Okay, now let's talk about marble fades. And I won't lie, I'm not a fan. And here's why. Marble fades do not change color. I don't think most people realize. The fade gloves change color depending on the pattern. So with these, the only thing that changes is the wisps. You know how it's like almost like a gamma Doppler pattern? This is pattern number 1. Alright? You see, we have on the left hand, red, blue, yellow. If I do pattern number 2, red, blue, yellow. Pattern number 3, alright, red, blue, yellow. You see how it's not pattern based. It does change from pattern to pattern, but the colors do not move. And I hate to see that because these gloves have so much potential. I don't know why they did that, but a Hydro case hardened gloves where they made a mistake and they just kept it in. I know. I'm not sure why they did that. So the only thing that changes with patterns is going to be the like wisps. That's it. It's not that much of a difference. You're kind of limited to marble, fire and ice, marble fade knives, or maybe even like Dopplers of sorts. With these gloves, very similar to fades, just make sure there's no wear on the like stitching. That really throws off the combo or the glove itself. Just make sure to get 0.20 and below to not get that wear on the actual like stitching, but that's about it. Moving on. Inner palm, by the way, cooked as well. It's gonna look really bad. It gets that mold similar to king snakes, and it's on blue, so it's very visible. Most specialist gloves will have very bad inner palms. You can't do anything about it. Juckfish, hi Slade, love your educational content, bro. Keep up the streams. Love from AU. Hi, appreciate it, man. Thank you, Juckfish. Thank you. Yep, this is really fun actually. We're probably gonna do more of these streams later on if people have like questions about skins. Emerald webs, I'll cover briefly, just because they're similar to Crimson web. They still get that wear pattern that we saw on the fade and the marble fade. I highly recommend getting low float on these to not have that wear on the actual like pattern of the webs. What gloves match with Ruby Stiletto? There's a lot. there's a lot. The door. So these have the similar thing as the gloves we already checked, where you can get centered webs, you can get mismatched webs, single web on the left hand, single web on the right hand, centered webs. By the way, centered webs on both hands for these gloves is super expensive. Super expensive. People pay so much for these gloves. It's actually crazy. Hydroponic matches these gloves so damn good. Yeah, let me check it. I usually do hydro with like hedge mazes, but let me see this combo. This might be... Yeah, this is sick. Wow, that looks so good. Whew. Clean. Yeah, I love how it matches like that. It's got that same shade. That's sick. So, with these gloves wear pattern, check the E logo and then make sure there's no wear on the pattern itself. There's a lot of wear on these gloves, and these are 0.22. So ideally, they will be a bit expensive, but 0.16 will, for the most part, remove it. You could then play around with the pattern at like 0.16 through 0.18 and get rid of that wear, move it to the inner palm. And by the way, a huge benefit of having low field tested flow on specialist gloves, inner palm will look so much better. How do you feel about high flow Ursus Rust with big games? W combo. Yeah, very nice. Alright, let's talk about field agent gloves. I'm gonna have 0.16. Bang. Field agent gloves. I think they are very niche, but I think they have huge combo potential. Obviously, if you go with Ava, it's a really good agent to pair with these gloves. One of the best combos in the game, honestly. Look at this. It's perfect. It's actually perfect. With these gloves, make sure the E logo looks good. There's not much wear. Make sure there's no wear on the actual stitching on the back. And Inner palm, once again, is gonna have wear. It's pretty much unavoidable. Once you get the higher floats, for example, 0.36, the inner palm really, really suffers. I will say, these gloves look quite good in high field tested float. The actual backside, the wear is spread out a ton. So if you want to get these gloves in high floats, I think it's a valid choice for a combo. You're just going to have a bad inner palm, and I mean, honestly, that's okay. You don't see it that much. Bayo Blue Steel. Yeah, my favorite combo with these gloves is definitely a Blue Steel, but on the Huntsman. This is right here, sub $500. Very, very nice combo all around. Everything matches. It's clean. And we're using 0.36 float gloves. So, they're not even like super low float. They just look pretty decent in general. Pissin' nice with these. Yeah. I do have to mention that, Doom. I don't remember the exact pattern, but if you guys know what Marble Fade, the Pissin' Nice pattern, yellow and blue on like a Karambit or something, or Flip Knife, that looks really good with these gloves. Knuckles really mad though. On these gloves, yeah, so the little like yellow spot on the knuckle does get wear, which I would say try to avoid. But once again, these gloves are 0.36 float. So this is for the most part considered higher float on the field tested, spectrum. Next up, let's talk about Moguls. Who said they love Moguls in here? These gloves are interesting. Some people love them, some people hate them. I think they're pretty cool. This is 0.36. You have Moguls reason? What do you pair it with? And what about you, McGree? What do you pair them with? I'm actually really curious. Alright, so, Moguls, they're pattern-based. You can get different pattern. It's going to look very similar from pattern to pattern, but you can get either more gray patterns or more light blue patterns or more white patterns. Just make sure to check out, different listings. If you're looking for a specific, pattern for combos, definitely look at, what type of pattern you have here. The E on the Tortu logo is very important here, because the text is yellow, so it's very visible on the gray background. Inner palm, once again, it's cooked. It's gonna be cooked. You can't escape it. You can't hide from it. Specialist gloves always have really bad inner palms. It's just can't do much about it unless you get like factory new, which is thousands. Overall, interesting glove. A bit hard to combo, but there's options out there if you get creative with it. Maybe like I don't know, diamond gem or a gray knife, or maybe you do like yellow on yellow with Miami Daryl and like a tiger tooth or something. I've seen people get really creative with these. So keep in mind, E, make sure you check the pattern and try to get the best inner palm that you can. You can't really do much about it though. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about Tiger Strikes. One of the most underrated gloves in the game. I swear nobody knows about Tiger Strikes. We'll do 0.20. Alright, boom. Tiger Strikes. Excellent choice if you like the specialist design, but you want that like orange and white colorway that will fit Talon handles specifically. The ivory on Talons makes it a great choice for these gloves. You don't even have, pretty much any finish works. I'll just show you guys vanilla real quick. Perfect match here. So, Tiger Strikes. These are 0.20, and they look very, very good. So you might even be able to get away with 0.30s here. Alright, this is going to be 0.30. This is 0.30. So we see that the brown spots, like the little patch at the bottom, starts to lose color. I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you want to get these gloves, you can go for like 0.30 to 0.36 to save some money. I do recommend going around 0.20 to 0.22 for these gloves if you want it to look really clean and keep the price, relatively low. Mango fades with these gloves are fire. Absolutely, Evan. Yeah, I think mangoes. I'll pull it up real quick. Why not? Such a banger combo. And you could do any fade percentage on the butterfly. But just to showcase, pattern 412 on the butterfly fade is going to be the 80% lowest fade possible. Yeah, this combo right here. Very popular. I think it looks great. Now, just to show you guys real quick, this is what Battle Scarred looks like. So, in super high floats, they will start to scratch like the tiger stripe pattern on the back. I don't recommend these in well-worn or battle scarred. You will get that wear pattern. You get that wear on the back, which kind of makes them look a lot worse. And I will say, by the way, these gloves, for some reason, the inner palm typically looks very, very good. Honestly, for battle scarred, not bad at all. So, I mean, high float field tested, I think is a great choice for these. Like, I'm surprised how good the orange looks on these. On T-side, I use a butterfly case on pattern 937. First, Moguls, but any other suggestions for gloves in this combo? Could you submit that combo in Discord, and then I could take a look at it on stream tomorrow when I'm doing exclusively combos? Next up, we have Lieutenant Commander, which most people don't pay attention. They don't really care about these gloves. I don't know. They're weird. I think the general design of these gloves is very strange, mainly due to the yellow. The yellow outlines I find to be weird, which makes it a bit difficult to actually combo them with. But I will say, I really like any classic knife, or not any, but specifically classic knife vanilla. I think is a pretty cool combo here. Just because the classic knife has that similar wear style, or like the little shape on the knife is similar to what we see on the pattern of the gloves. So with these gloves, what you're looking for, and by the way, guys, these are 0.45 float. Wow. They actually look quite good for 0.45. Inner palm looks atrocious, I won't lie. Inner palm is just nasty, but the actual, like, you know, play side looks very, very clean. I'm pretty sure they're pattern based as well, if I'm not mistaken. So the key things to look out for, just the inner palm. Make sure the inner palm looks good. They have a really good wear pattern here. Make sure the E looks great. That's about it. All right, Crimson Kimonos. The most expensive glove in the game, if we're talking about patterns. Let's start with Battle Scarred. Okay, this is a Battle Scarred pair of Crimson Kimonos. Not bad at all. So, when it comes to these gloves, obviously the pattern is super important. There's max red tier 1 patterns that are literally tens of thousands in field tested. It's absurd. It's so crazy. But when you're looking at wear patterns for these gloves, make sure the E looks really good. That is number one, most important. The Tortu logo needs to look really good. So for these gloves, combination of two things: the wear pattern on the Tortu logo, and then the pattern on the back. Either if you want to go for max black or max red, make sure you get the pattern you like, because these gloves have huge difference between each pattern. And they're super, super expensive, by the way. Inner palm is gray, so it's not too important. With kimonos, which is better, Butterfly Slaughter or Ruby Bowie? I think both are good. It depends on what animations you like. Flawless knuckles on sports gloves. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely one of the most important things to look for. What about Nocts? We already covered Nocts a little bit ago in sports gloves. So, recap. Either go max red, max black, whatever. Get a good pattern, and then make sure the Tortu logo looks good. Inner palm will look pretty good at all times. So, yeah, these gloves are S tier 100%. I don't think there's a debate. I've been told that if somebody unboxed like the number one red pattern tier 1 on these gloves in factory new, these would be like nearly $100,000. Insanely expensive. Will you be doing any combo reviews tonight? Depends on how long the stream goes on for. All right, next up we got foundations. We'll start with Battle Scarred. Okay, foundations, same style of wear that we see on gloves like the Fade, where the pattern starts to rip. I definitely recommend making sure to avoid these gloves. And I think these gloves are a bit underrated. Most people don't even know these gloves exist. Like, nobody really pays attention to them. Top 3 gloves that go best with all vanilla knives. There's a lot. Costs. I mean, obviously Nocts cautions are a great choice. Superconductors. But with these gloves, let's look at .30. You still get that wear on the back of them. Yeah, you want to avoid that for sure. .20. It's there. So with this amount of wear on these gloves, you can find a good wear pattern where there's none on the back and it's all on the palm. And by the way, the palm, similar to Tiger Strikes, looks very good. For these gloves, I definitely recommend low field tested float if you want it to look clean. Tortu logo, for the most part, does look clean at most floats in field tested. And they're pattern based as well. The specialist logo kind of moves around. You could pair them with you said Damascus, yeah. Pretty solid combo. I mean, these gloves are very... I will mention, by the way, these gloves are very difficult to actually combo with. I've only seen like a handful of good combos with these gloves. But if you have like a full Asimov loadout, I think it will look phenomenal. Like Asimov Op, AK, P90, P250, and then get like a Damascus knife. Excellent loadout all around. Okay, lastly, we have 2 specialist gloves that aren't that great. And I do recommend staying away from them, except for one specific case. Alright, next up we have Buckshot. There's really one good thing about Buckshots. The inner palm has this really nice green color that looks good on just idle inspects. But I think the pattern on the back is very dull. It's not very visible. These are super pattern based, but like I said, they're so dull to the point where you can't really see the pattern. Tortu logo will be important here. And these are .20, so you can get these in higher field tested floats and they will look good. Mainly what's visible is on the brown parts. They kind of get a little bit washed out. So here is a point, I don't know, let's do .36. High field tested float. They look a little bit more washed out. You could see some wear on the patch on the bottom on the left hand. I don't recommend these gloves. They don't really look good with anything. I feel like foundation gloves are ugly, but they give an expensive look. I agree. They have an interesting style to them. Like I said, you only really get foundations for the Asimov skins. And inner palm, yep, is going to be destroyed. So these gloves, you can shoot for .26 to .32, but I don't recommend them. Here we go. For the last specialist, we have Forest DDPAT. So, Forest DDPAT has one really good application, okay? I think these gloves are pretty bland for the most part. And you need them in lower floats. So the Tortu logo is absolutely cooked here. This is .36. So I definitely recommend get around .18 through .22. The patch is also kind of messed up as well. Inner palm is pretty beat up. These are pretty rough on the wear. Let's look at .20. Much better. So once again, the Tortu logo is still kind of messed up at .20, but you know, this is acceptable. So the only glove, the only finish that I like these gloves with is Huntsman Lore. I like it because the green handle matches the green on the gloves, and then the Huntsman has like the burnt orange bottom half of the knife, so it kind of matches the Tortu logo in color. Military looking to me. It's got like a yeah. I mean, it pretty much is. It's like military camo. This is like one of the only combos that I really do like with these gloves, so I would really only get them specifically for this combo right here. Where's DDPAT's kind of clean with the AK Jaguar, I would imagine, and the AE-12 flashback. Yeah. That would be definitely like a, you know, full green, dark green loadout vibes. But wear pattern-wise, they kind of look rough. Make sure to get them in lower floats. Even like the fingers have a lot of wear as well. With M9, DDPAT, fact new, always clean. Yeah. That's decent as well. Did you know that the SAS B squadron is, if you use your finger, what is this in? Wait, really? What? I did not know that. Alright, on to moto gloves. And moto gloves, in my opinion, are the most underrated glove type in the game. They are super cheap for the most part. They offer you a ton of colors, different, you know, colorways. And if you don't mind, you know, the big knuckles on them, I think they provide phenomenal value. Super underrated. Starting with polygons. Alright, polygons. These gloves are incredibly cheap. They look good in most floats, and they're a perfect choice for blue combos. Now, when it comes to moto gloves, what do you want to look for and wear? First of all, look at the cuff. It's kind of important on moto gloves. And then you will always see wear on the knuckles. The big, you know, like 2 knuckle spots, they typically start showing like scratches and marks. So definitely make sure to keep an eye on that. Keep them below, I'd say, 0.26. They usually look good in most floats and field tested, but I would say 0.26 and below, they will look really good. Here is 0.26. So, more scratches on the knuckles, a little bit of scratching on the cuffs, but for the most part, and you can see a little bit of wear on the actual pattern itself, and that's where I will say wear pattern comes into play. Make sure you get a pattern where the actual wear is not on the like triangle pattern on these gloves. It's somewhere on the inner palm where it's not really visible. And for the most part, by the way, with moto gloves, inner palms usually look really good. Dream gloves where Spearmints finally got a pair of 0.27 and sold them in a week because of the disgusting yellow wear marks. Exactly, Salaj. That's what I'm talking about. You want to make sure you get a wear pattern where you don't see these like splotches on the actual pattern. I have 0.15 Spearmints there. Good. Me too. I have the exact same glove in that wear. Alright, moving on. Blood pressures. For blood pressures, they will get wear on the cuffs. Cuffs are super important with these gloves. They also get wear on the little like patch up top underneath the knuckles. But mainly look out for with these gloves, the knuckle, below the area below the knuckles. The back of the glove, make sure there's no wear on it. So this is 0.26, shoot for 0.18. This looks, I would say, definitely better. The cuffs are still a little bit scuffed, but with a good wear pattern, make sure the cuffs are pretty clean. Make sure there's no wear on the back of the gloves, and most of the wear shows up on the inner palm. Blood pressures are amazing. Budget kimonos, basically. So, yeah, I would say they have the same colorway. They're super cheap as well. I personally don't like this, like, blood splatter, you know, pattern on it. But I see the appeal. I think they're great gloves. They have a lot of potential. Smokeouts. One of the best neutral gloves in the game that are cheap. Smokeouts have exceptionally good wear patterns. You can get them in pretty high floats. They're gonna look good. I could even toss them in 0.30 here. Alright, this is 0.30. You're gonna get whitening on the knuckles, but if you're going for like a gray, you know, a grayscale combo or black or white, they're going to look good regardless. Inner palm is going to be always clean for the most part. Just make sure, you know, there's no big scratches on the actual smoky part. These gloves are pattern based, so there's different like smoke, you know, smoky layouts that you can get. They're all pretty similar for the most part. I do recommend looking out for the cuffs. Make sure the cuffs don't have too much, you know, gray. Like at this angle, you can clearly see the cuffs are pretty scuffed. Blood pressures are literally Carnage from Spider-Man. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I see. I feel like I could even make like a full Carnage loadout with like that craft, with the ruby streams and then those gloves and like a crimson kimono or something. That would look sick. 0.07 is how I like smokeouts. Yeah. Star Royals. Hey, I have a question. I'm buying battle scarred well-worn needle. Needle points. Interesting. So what's the question? Are you asking about wear patterns for those? Ah, there it is. And simply the best gloves in the game are... I'm sure you guys know what it is. Bang. And here's simply the best gloves in the game. The best gloves in the game. Alright? I could ramble about these gloves forever, but I'll keep it brief. Spearmints are very expensive. They start out pretty cheap. Not cheap by any means, but start out at like 1,500 in field tested, and they go up to 3,500 in low field tested float. I do not recommend going for spearmints unless you get them in a low float. I somewhere between 0.20 and below. I do not don't go for like 0.26 or something. You're gonna have wear on the actual spearmint part, and it's just gonna make the gloves look so much worse. Jaku, you can inspect gloves. Just hop on an inspect server. Just make sure to join Epidemic server, and you can inspect all the gloves you like. So spearmints, they are perfect for Gamma Doppler P2s. They are white on the inner palm, which looks incredibly clean, very neutral. If you're looking at spearmints, like I said, make sure to get a low float. It's really not worth it going for like 0.30 and above. It's gonna look pretty bad. And there's different pattern types. So you see on the right hand, there's this big splotch of like dark green. Most people don't consider that a bad pattern. What you want to look for is patterns like the left hand, where it's like little bits and pieces of the spearmint color with a big white background. That usually looks cleaner. Like the ones off sites, like I press inspect and see them in game instead of menu. You can join an inspect server and then just pull up the exact glove that you want with the wear and everything in the pattern. So when you're looking at spearmints, look for two things: a low float, and then make sure you get a good pattern. Don't get patterns that have these big green splotches unless you like it. That's about it for these. I mean, I like I said, I could rave about these all day long. I think they're the best glove knife, the best gloves in the game. But there's a lot of other gloves to cover. Next up, turtles. For turtles, they typically get a lot of wear on the knuckles. So this is 0.08. I'm going to pull up 0.26. Turtles are pretty rough. It's one of the exceptions for moto gloves where they do look pretty rough in even like low floats. This is 0.26 where most moto gloves look pretty good. You can see wear on the knuckles, on the cuffs, on the back of the glove. However, they're super cheap for the most part. You can get these gloves for like 100, I think, and $50, maybe 180. They're pretty cheap in budget as far as green gloves go. Probably my favorite budget green glove in the game. They're great for night finishes as well on the knife. Inner palm is going to look good. Main thing to watch out for: knuckle, cuff, and the center green part. If you're not in his Discord server, look up Epidemic's Inspect server. Are you checking combos later? I might. Like I said, it depends on when I finish the video. Or, sorry, not the video, the stream. Cool mints. Okay. Alright, Cool Mints are gorgeous gloves. I think they're one of the best moto gloves in the game. I think wear pattern and the float is super important here because the gloves are blue and whenever they scratch, they turn tan. It's super visible. Make sure to look at the cuffs. The cuffs really stand out if you don't have an agent. So I recommend a float of 0.20 and below to not have this much wear, and you can use a good wear pattern to not have, you know, so much tan on the actual cuffs. Move it to like the inner palm or the knuckles. Typically that looks better. They're pattern based. You can get super white patterns. You can get super blue or super gray ones. There's not much variation, but you know, you can test out different patterns and pick a color that's like the majority there. All right, finish lines. Finish lines, I'm not a big fan of. I think they look pretty weird. I don't know. They're weird. They're weird. They have pretty good wear patterns. Look at the knuckles, look at the cuffs. That's about it. Make sure there's no wear on the actual back of the gloves. You can pair them with blue steels. You can pair them with shadow daggers, black laminate. One of my favorite combos. I think these are super... I wouldn't say underrated, but I don't think... Once again, it's one of those gloves that most people don't even know exist. This combo is super cool in my opinion. It's one of my favorites. Alright, moving on. Let's look at POWs. POWs are basically the orange budget version of Spearmints. I think they are phenomenal gloves. But remember, with white gloves, you have to get low floats and good wear patterns because when white gloves wear, it's super visible. They don't look nearly as clean. The whole appeal of white gloves in CS2 is making sure that the loadout or the combo looks super clean. So I don't recommend high floats for white gloves. Now, with these are 0.26. Let me get like a better knife to showcase. I'll just grab a random knife, why not? So with these, usually we don't care about knuckle wear, but with these gloves, you kind of do. It's pretty visible, and you kind of want to get them in like 0.20 and below. I definitely recommend low float for these. They're also pattern based. You can get different patterns of like the crack, pow, and boom, like pattern layout. Some have more red, some have more orange. Just depends on the glove knife combo that you have. You also have to take a look at the cuffs as well. Usually they can scuff a bit towards higher floats. So with these, check the knuckles, check the pattern. The pattern isn't super important. Just make sure you like it and make sure to get them in low float. I don't like, you know, saying like, oh, just get this glove and, you know, super low float to make it look good. But these are an exception where you really do need a low float for them to look really good. I would say spending money on good float pattern and gloves is worth it, especially if you plan on keeping them for a long time. And if they're your dream pair, because gloves are harder to get clean. 100%, guys. If you're getting gloves, wear, good pattern, good, you know, all these little things are super important because they make such a difference. Like somebody just said, they got Spearmint in 0.27 and they had like wear spots on them and they got rid of them. So you can easily avoid that by spending a little bit more time on markets like CS Float, searching for a good wear pattern and, you know, float. All right, let's look at booms. Personally, these have become one of my favorite gloves in the game recently. I've seen a lot of people submit like good combos with these. Thank you for the sub, Zutiok. With these, what you want to look for is not the knuckles. Knuckles are important, but look at the cuffs. The cuffs will have really bad wear, like terrible. Now obviously you can cover them up with an agent or something, and it won't matter too much. They're also pattern based as well. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Just keep that in mind. The main things you look for is make sure they're around 0.18 through 0.22. You can get away with 0.24 through 0.26. Look at the knuckles. Like I said, knuckles aren't super important, but the cuffs kind of are a big deal on these gloves. Make sure the cuffs are not, you know, destroyed. This is a 0.26 pair, so they're not like high float by any means, and the cuffs look really, really bad. So if you do have, you could pair these with an agent and it will look good, or get a good wear pattern. I like CS float. Yeah, CS float is goated. CS float is one of the best. Let's talk about transports. So transports are rough, super, super rough on the wear pattern. I don't know. I do not recommend these gloves in above like 0.30. I think they just look very, very rough. The wear is going to be super visible because, I don't know, it's yellow on like tan or gray. So this is 0.26. Here is 0.18. The thing is, these gloves are cheap for the most part, so you can get them low flow. This is 0.18. These gloves have really bad wear patterns as far as moto gloves go. It's just because it's super visible. Like, it's not even that much wear, but it's so visible to the point where it really brings, you know, the actual quality of the glove down. You can only really combo them with, like, gold gems and, like, yellow knives. But, yeah. If you want to get these, you kind of have to go for 0.15 to 0.18. Unless, or you're just going to have a bunch of wear on it. Which is okay, you know. But, I don't know. A lot of people don't really like these big, you know, scratched up gloves. It just doesn't look great. Does transports aren't worth $1 of your money. I don't personally hate them, but I don't think you should go for them. They're super limited on inventory and combo potential. Alright, next up we have Eclipse. Or Eclipse, I guess. I don't know. I pronounce Eclipse. I think these gloves are really cool because the highlights are all yellow, which makes it a good choice for a lot of yellow combos. My favorite combo, one of my favorite butcher combos in the game, Shadow Dagger's Lore. This combo is exceptional. I think this is a perfect glove for this knife just because pattern matches the knife shape. And keep in mind, these gloves do actually have like a really nice pattern on the inner palm. It's like triangles, like little Dorito chips. And it's a nice little detail that most people don't even know about these gloves. Now with wear, it's pretty lenient. You don't have to go crazy on the float. It doesn't need to be like below 0.20 or anything. I can even grab, let's grab 0.26. Not great, but you know, you can get away with 0.26. I don't recommend above 0.30 because you will start getting the tan like wear marks around the knuckles, which doesn't look great. But inner palm will always look pretty good for the most part. Just make sure when you're looking for Eclipse gloves, there's not too much tan around the leather part near the knuckle. The actual cuff is pretty important, but you know, you can cover it up if you have to. Could you check that with a Karambit Vanilla? I feel like you would like it. I feel like it would look so fire. Yeah, let me check it. Wait, you said Karambit Lore or Vanilla? Vanilla, okay. Yeah, that looks very nice. That looks nice. One more quick thing I forgot to mention. Make sure, similar to other gloves, that you don't have wear on the back of them. It really ruins gloves when you have like big, you know, spots missing on the actual like gray part of this glove. That little yellow hit. I see it. That's sick. That's sick. Very nice. That's clean. Alright. Lastly, for the moto gloves, we have Third Company Commando. These gloves I've seen the least of just because they're weird. I would only recommend these gloves with a Ursus knife slaughter. I'm pretty sure. I think. Let me double check that. Alright, Ursus slaughter, bang. I think this is probably the best combo in the game for them. The red matches the stripe on the back. The black matches similar, you know, to the knuckles, and then the 10 on 10. These gloves are very, 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 very difficult to pair with anything else. I think they honestly look terrible on their own. They're super limited on, you know, any combos, any knives. Pretty much most skins in the game do not work with these gloves, so I don't recommend going for them. As far as wear pattern goes, yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this myself. This is 0.26. It looks pretty good. I see a little bit of wear on the cuffs, so make sure to look at the cuffs. Don't get any big splotches on the actual camo part. I think you start getting them around 0.32. Yeah, you could see a lot more wear. So ideally, go for 0.26 and below. 0.18 will probably be the sweet spot between price and the performance. Have you done the snow leopards yet? I have, Griffith. We've covered snow leopards. All right, guys. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 more glove types to cover. I could finish out the 4 that's left, or I could actually rate some combos. What do you guys want to do? I could finish the rest of the gloves tomorrow and then actually rate some combos today, if you guys want to do that. Up to y'all, up to y'all. Alright, do a little quick vote. Number 1 is rate glove knife combos for like the 30 minutes, or finish out the rest of the gloves. Thank you for the sub, Noah. Combos. Okay, it's kind of half and half. Guys, I need to see more votes. Let me know. 1, I rate your glove knife combos, or 2, I finish out the rest of the gloves. A lot of 1s, okay. Okay, there's a lot of 1s. Okay, what's the time? 9:50. Alright. Let's write some glove knife combos. Send them in. Frog, drop the Discord link. For those of you that are in the Discord, I shall be checking it right now. Let's see. When you guys hop in, make sure to go to streaming, stream submissions, and drop it in here. Alright, starting with Mr. Rots. Specialist gloves, butterfly black laminate. Inspect isn't great, but I will say the idol looks actually really good. That like blade, that wear on the blade actually kind of really works with the gray on the gloves themselves. Pretty decent combo. I like it. Let me cook. Alright. Alright, Willie HVT. Bang. Racing greens with a Talon DDPAT. It's alright. The greens are a little bit different. It does work as a combo if you're going for full green and budget. But, not my favorite, I will say. Professor Morena. Oh, there's a full loadout. Okay. Silent Daryl, Smokeouts, and Bayo Black Laminate. With Conspiracy, 3x Navi, yeah. Okay, that's interesting positions. I like the 3 in the middle. And then the slate with... Okay, alright, a Navi fan. WWW, that's pretty sick. I'm not home right now. If I put my combo in chat, can you view it? I can, Jaku. I can check it out for you, for sure. What should I get with Stiletto Tiger Tooth? Overtakes 100%, Riddy. 100%. If you don't like overtakes, then big games. So Lodge. Let me see what you're cooking. Oh, okay. Wait. Alright, we have a full loadout. Nocts, Silent Daryl, and then a Butterfly Autotronic. Silver kind of matches the agent, I see it. And then, what knife with Imperial plaids? Anything Black Pearl or maybe P2. I like this combo. Let me see the inspect. Inspect definitely looks a lot better. The black on black is nice. W. Alright, 2 combos. Ooh. Max Red Kimono pattern on the right hand, and then a Bowie Ruby. That looks nice. I think it's a genius combo whenever you pair like a Bowie where the right hand is super important with like a Max Red pattern, so you don't have to spend a ton on the glove pair. This is a W. Yeah, clean. I like it. What's your second combo? Let's see. Oh, you said which one should I buy? Never had a red combo. Okay, let me see combo number 2. Alright guys, interesting. Number 1 is the kimonos and Bowie Ruby. Number 2 is the Butterfly Slaughter. Did you go over the moto finish lines? I did. I didn't have too much to say about them, but I had some cool combos in there. Have you gone over Vices yet? That was literally the first glove that we did, yeah. For everybody that's joining in, we're just gonna rate some more glove knife combos tonight, and then finish out the rest of the, I don't know, 3 gloves or 4 tomorrow. Are you looking at Guncrafts 2? I have the Superconductor and P1 Gamma Karambit combo, but we've all seen that many times, especially on this channel, lol. Man, you know I love seeing that combo. Y'all can send it to me all day long. I'll look at all of them. I love that combo so much. It's the best. Alright, Jakku, let me see what you sent. Oh, you want me to actually look at, like, put it in? Alright, I'll have to do it in a sec. So, GGG, I think the first combo looked better with the Bowie, by the way. Alright, Kelsar. Where I have to put the combo. In Discord, under streaming, it's going to say streaming submissions. You could just drop it in there. Whoa. Okay. Pandora's with a stiletto case harden and then a Miami Daryl. I won't lie, this is a little bit random for me. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe, I guess you're trying to match like the blue on the inner palm with like the blue on the case harden and then purple. I don't know. Doesn't hit for me exactly. It's an interesting idea. Maybe if you found like a different, like a blood in the water pattern, you could pull this off. What knife for caution hand wraps? Unboxed them a month ago and I'm stuck, Lamau. My personal favorite with those is going to be a Karambit Vanilla. I have a crazy combo. Should I send it or wait for the 300 combo comp? Well, Jonathan, wait for it. I'm going to make the announcement tonight for it, by the way. Contrast combo. Interesting. Okay, Overprints, Miami, and then a Talon Slaughter. I see. So you're kind of going for this, like, bright singular color patterns. I see. I don't know. I haven't seen this before. I see the idea. It's definitely a weird one, but it's interesting. Oh. Thank you for the super chat, Jose. Did you mean to send a message with that? You could just type it in chat and I'll check it. Thank you for the dono. Interesting combo for sure. Shensei, let me see what you submitted. Miami Daryl, Caution, M9, Gold Gem. Gold Gem definitely matches the agent a lot. Cautions, I see the idea. Personally, once again, not the biggest fan of this combo, but I will say, like, there's nice matching going on. I was planning to use this combo. Do you have any agent to pair this combo with? I think the agent is kind of what makes it work here. The Miami Daryl is probably your best choice, for sure, to match the blade.
$850 or less butterfly knife and gloves combo.
Appreciate the dono, little tabletop. 850 or less butterfly knife and gloves combo. Okay, so butterflies are quite expensive, eh? I could check that for you real quick. Yeah, sure. I won't even lie, 850 might that's a bit low for the gloves. I don't know if you'll be able to pull off 850, honestly. Butterfly knives start at like 650. Even like the rust coat ones are more expensive. Maybe like a scorched with a good pattern. If you can find like a max black scorched pattern, you could pull that off with Rosanda Reds, I think. But realistically, you kind of have Safari Mesh, Urban Mask, and Knight, but like super battle scarred. And that's already, what are we at, 720? Safari Mesh Butterfly, and yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I was just about to check that. Let me get a good pattern on the Safari Mesh. Or like a decent one. It's definitely one of those weird combos, I will say. And I do think this is probably going to go over the budget. Whoops. Turn it. I'll be honest, tabletop, I don't know if 850 really works for like a good butterfly combo, just because butterflies are so expensive. I mean, this is interesting, you know? Scorched with smokeout, maybe. Even then, Scorched is about, I don't know, 500, 600. Tabletop, can you go a little bit up on your budget? If you go up to maybe like 950 to 1,000, I could definitely cook for you. Let me know if that's possible. Hi Slade, what do you think of Vice? Pulling trigger on field tested 0.15 pattern 884. I think if you get Vice in like 0.15, it's they look great. They look great. Probably, I'm assuming Despicable, you're gonna go for maybe a Fade or a P2 or something like that. What would you do if it was an M9 with 850? M9, I think, is actually possible. Okay, a combo that I do really like. I know it's weird, but is actually using Unhinged. If you have like a set budget between 500 and 1,000, and you want like a high tier knife, this is usually my go-to. This would be my go-to. It's nice and simple. You get that high tier knife that you're looking for. The gloves complement the knife. You can pair them with a lot of silver, skins. And the combo looks good. So you don't have to sacrifice, having to get Safari Mesh or something pretty bad. Yeah, I'm okay with a bit over if you can cook. I just want to trade up my current combo for anything butterfly. I mean, okay. I thought not 950 still might be a little low. And I think vanillas also are almost, what, 1,600? They're absurdly expensive. You could get ultraviolet maybe. Rust coat. Do you like rust coats, tabletop? I think constrictors with a butterfly rust coat might be kind of nice. Stained is an option. Yeah. Well-worn Brightwater. I would not recommend that. Yo, Frog.
Yo, what's up?
You there?
Yo.
What butterfly knife would you get under $800?
I would maybe do Safari. You remember that Safari Mesh skeleton combo we did with those Spruce DDPAT gloves?
Mm-hmm. Do you think we could pull it off here?
That's what I would try, yeah. That'd be the first thing, because it looks very good.
Yeah. I got you. Alright, Spruce DDPAT. If we got like a full like gray pattern, you think? I think that would make it look a little bit better. Yeah, this one's just full.
Yeah, full gray.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the patterns out real quick. This one looks... Frog, could you do me a favor? And flip through a couple patterns real quick. This looks much better. Okay. It's not perfect, but I think this would be interesting. And that would actually fit in the $850 price range. So, tabletop, I mean, if you're cool with this sort of idea, it's an option. For his DDPAT, you will have to get a butterfly pattern where there's no, like, of the tan. You have to get the dark green. But if you do get full dark green, I think it actually looks really good. And you will fit the budget, you know, that you had for it. I think it's pretty sick. Trying to make a blue-green inventory. What stickers would you recommend on the AK and Deagle? Alright. What stickers? We saw a craft yesterday where people were using, I think, Rios, if I'm not mistaken. That looked really good. Maybe something... I would have to actually, like, lock in and look at some stickers that are, like, you know, minty to light blue. Nice combo here as well. And P3, I believe. P3. Yeah, sign pattern. Yeah, that's nice. I think if you don't mind Rio stickers, it's definitely an option. Make like a fade. I would have to... I skipped one. What did I skip? Oh, I did. I don't think I did. Oh, this one. Whoa. Okay. Arid's Miami Daryl and a bayonet black pearl. I don't know. I'm not sure what this combo's going for. Yo, Frog, what's the vision here? Explain it to me.
Well, the handle matches the palm. And they both have gray.
Word. Okay. So purple's just matching handle with gloves. Yeah, that makes sense, but the finish is weird. Should I overpay for float on vanilla knives? Muba, absolutely not. Float is completely irrelevant on vanilla knives unless you want like a specific meme float or like your birthday float, something specific. That's it. Purple and yellow theme, I guess. Yeah, it's still a little bit weird to me though. I don't know. Let me see the second one. Wow. Okay. I won't lie. These combos are a little bit strange to me. Very strange to me. I don't know. Green and orange. That's not even like complementary colors if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Popularo, I think your name is. I don't know. If I had to pick between one or the other, I would probably say This one, I think something about this one looks a little bit better than the other one. Sour gummy worm combo. Yo, Beanie, you submitted a combo. Let me see this bad boy. Yo. Beanie. Beanie said, I like my combos looking trash. I think, yeah, I think you, if you're trying to make a bad combo, you cooked. I don't know what's going on here. This is cooked. Oh my god. Yo, we should have like a the worst glove knife combo possible competition. That would be hilarious. I want to see how bad we can get some of these combos to look. Overcooked burn? Yeah. Okay, Kyler. Kinda nice, kinda nice. Actually, really nice. I like this combo a lot. I like this a lot. We got the boom motos with the stiletto P2. Brown handle matches the brown on... Yeah. This is sick.
Thanks guys for the suggestion, they were helpful. Also, if you could check my blood in the snow combo, it's Ruby Karambit with Snow Leopard, thanks.
Yeah, I can. Appreciate the dono, tabletop. Thank you. Can you, did you send the combo somewhere? I can check for it right now. Tabletop, did you send it in chat or Discord? I could check it right now for you. While we're waiting on that, yeah, this combo is gorgeous. Very, very nice. I think it's sick. Well, one of these like newer combos that people started doing because booms got buffed so much. Why are tier 1 diamond gems so much overpay? Well, you see, people like tier 1 diamond gems. And people hoard tier 1 diamond gems. And people pay tier 1 diamond gem prices, unfortunately, because they look so good. So, you know, you can't do much about it. Do I think they're overpriced? Yeah, absolutely. What makes it a diamond gem? If it's blue instead of green on a Gamma Doppler. Skin Fiend. I got you next. Tabletop, make sure to blame MVP has. He was gassing them up like crazy. Bro bought like 2 of them, tossed them on CS Float for like 20k, and was like, I gotta gas these things up. So I gotta finesse somebody. They'll buy it for sure. Bro, what are your favorite gloves at 250 budget? I have. You could get a lot of gloves. One of my favorites. Overtake, Overprint, Smokeouts, Polygons. All of those are great. Oh, Wampa, you sent a combo. I got you. Oh, yeah. Sally Superconductors and then a Bayo Diamond Gem. Very nice. Yeah, it's clean. I don't see a lot of these Bayo Diamond Gems with combos. It's refreshing. Is the Talon Fade worth it? I would say so. I mean, they're not too expensive. Well, what am I talking about? As far as fades go on like high tier knives, they're not terrible on price. So I'm pretty sure it's like 900 or 1,000. I think it's worth it though. Frog, can you make sure to get Tabletop's combo that he wanted me to check? I don't know if he submitted it somewhere. I can't find it unless you sent it already. This is an interesting combo. Oh, whoever submitted this is sick. Glock with the 4 like different sized NIP stickers. This is pretty sick. Do you think Bayo Gamma Doppler underpriced? It depends on the phase. I would Despicable. I would need the phase to tell you exactly. This is very creative. I like it. Skin Fiend, is that yours? You cook with this. I like it. How do I send a craft? Just join the Discord server, and then I toss it in stream submissions. Alright, next up. I don't think you want this agent here. Bang. Okay, this is something new. This is something new. Okay. I can't remember what they're called. They're called... Guys, what is this glove called? Frog, help me. I forgot. Needlepoint. Yes, needlepoint with a bayonet autotronic. Interesting combo for sure. I haven't seen this before. It kind of works. It kind of works. Once again, these gloves are so hard to combo with in general that, like, I don't know. They're called never mind. Yeah. I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass on the combo just for creativity. I think this does look better. Yes. Viper Sister Agent does make this combo better because she has like the red tattoos that just kind of fit the whole aesthetic of this combo. I like it. Cloud, what did you submit? I'm curious. Oh, your new loadout. Okay. Battle Scarred Amphibious, yeah. Sally, or I think you used number K. Battle Scarred number 2 Karambit, yeah. This is sick. See, I love this. Battle Scarred Blue Ply with blue stickers, yeah. See, this is sick, yeah. The idol on this is phenomenal. Sheesh. You got the white to match the sleeve and then blue to match the glove. Very, very cool craft. Especially on a battle scarred of Vulcan. Sick. Wi-Fi dying, you're good, Frog. Alright, I'm gonna probably do like 5 more and then I actually have to probably dip. Yep, we saw this combo before, I believe yesterday, but it's really good. It's really good. It's a good combo. Of course. White on white, and then you have like a colorful blade. W. Running on a tight budget. Want to get your opinion about this combo. Thanks. Okay. I got you. Senpai Roy. Oh, this is the one that we already checked. Okay. Matches the pants. Whoa, we got a pants combo in here? Yo, these pants combos, are they the move now? They're so funny to me. Pepperoni pizza, I'll go up from there. I just wanted to check something real quick. These are funny. I mean, it does work. You cooked crazy. The triple match on everything is insane. Okay, I'll go for this combo, but can you check AK-47 too? And my agent in third person. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, so this is the one you're going for. I see Max Red right hand, Bowie Ruby. Pants combos will go crazy in KZ videos. I'm saying you're cooking with that one. I can imagine. Yo, that's so funny.
Frosted.x is me and disc. I got it in there.
Appreciate the donut tabletop. Yeah, I got you. Just checking this one, and then I will check yours next. Combo, glove knife combo, massive W. Craft is interesting. We have 4 ruby waves, and then a Kato 2014 Diggy. Kind of sick. And then a red diecast. Nice match throughout the whole skin. Everything moves. I think the idol does look better than the inspect, but overall everything matches very well. It's thought out. All W's. Frosted. Yeah. Good morning. Oh, Gokon Roger. Well, what time is it for you right now? All right, boom. Ooh. Okay. Sally, Snow Leopards in a very, very good float, and then a Karambit Ruby. Pattern is pretty good. Just one dark spot near the hilt. But overall, combo's sick because the black handle matches the pattern, and then you have like, it's very similar to the King Snake combo where you have like the handle match, but instead here you're matching the pattern, and then you have like a super bright blade. 6 in the morning? Sheesh, you're a trooper, man. Did you get some sleep? Overall, I love this combo. Three-way colors. We got the white, black, and red. Very flashy. It's elegant. It's one of those, like, you know, gentleman combos. Very, very nice. God, Karambit rubies are busting in CS2. They're so nice. It doesn't match like crazy, but it looks so good. No, I think it does match. White sleeves, white gloves, black handle, black pattern on the gloves, and then a bright red blade. Like I said, these types of combos are very popular nowadays, and I think they all look very good. Red and white is, yeah. Red and white is great. Red, white, and black is just a crazy color scheme. Gentleman would be stiletto. I think both are. I think it's more so gloves, not the knife, but... Dang, it's 10:23. I'm about to be late. Alright. I'm checking 3 more, then I gotta wrap it up. Interesting combo for sure. Classic, probably .31 float. And then, what is it? Third Company Commando. Kinda sick, kinda sick. I won't lie. I'm impressed. Yeah, it's a nice combo. I see what you're going for. The blade does have this, like, similar tan color to some degree. I'll give it a W. 5.0 Chris, I saw you message a couple times. Let me just check it quickly. Hopefully your combo code works. Bang. All right, here we go. Oh, yes. Best glove knife combo in the game. Superconductors, Diamond Gem, Silent Daryl to match the gray. Yup. Cobalt Disruption, of course, classic. With Cloud9, what is that? Boston 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, it's a different one. Never mind. Craft looks nice though. It fits the Cobalt Disruption, and then AK, yeah. And then on top of that, you have the Vulcan. I don't think like loadouts get any better than this. It just doesn't. Perfect glove knife combo, perfect AK Vulcan. This is truly like a 10 out of 10 loadout for me. 100%. Pants match again? No, not this one, not this one. All right, two more. Beginner. Oh, okay. Squadron D. Driver gloves, and then a Huntsman Ruby. So you're kind of doing a very similar thing where... You like it, Kepi? I see the idea. It's similar to the Snow Leopard one we saw from Tabletop, where it's white sleeves, white gloves, and then a bright blade. Kind of interesting. I have not thought of this idea before. The agent and the gloves work really well together. Base combo? You know what? I have to give it points for creativity, and it looks pretty good too. It's a W. William? Glove knife combo looks great. I see what you're going for with the agent to match like the snakeskin pattern. It's a little bit weird for me. I don't know. I think the agent takes away from the gloves because the agent is so bulky. But, like I said, the glove knife combo does look great overall. Canadian Reacts, you're the last combo of today. Please be a W. I trust in you. I trust in you. Oh, agent is from the last combo? Okay, my bad. Then your glove knife combo is excellent. William, it looks really good. Bang. Oh, yeah, it is. Guys, my fault. I forgot the agent was just somehow applied there. Bang. I noticed the pattern. Imperial plaids for the last combo. And a Karambit phase 1, but it's the max purple combo. Some people call it like the fake black pearl to some degree, right? Whoever, who submitted this? William, right? It's like a fake black pearl pattern, if I'm not mistaken. It's like, you get that max blue, very minor pink. Very good alternative, by the way, for black pearl Karambits, if you like this combo right here. Plus, it matches the inner band as well, which is a W all around. What phase is that? It's phase 1. It's a specific pattern on phase 1 that's like quote-unquote fake black pearl. It's mainly just a max blue. Or like, I don't know, max light blue. Let's see how many you guys submitted after this. Okay, I'm leaving a note where we left off. I think it was from Cloud. I did everybody before that. Guys, I have to wrap up the stream just because it's getting a little bit late for me. Everybody who tuned in today, thank you guys so much for watching. We will finish the rest of the gloves tomorrow and rate some more combos tomorrow as well. I will make an announcement in Discord about the competition, the glove knife competition. So that should be going up probably tonight. Yeah, guys, have a good night, man. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Frog, for modding. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, please consider, dropping a like on the video. Y'all have a great rest of your night, guys. Peace, peace.